I'd like to recognize the gentleman from Georgia, Representative Austin Scott.
The gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Scott, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to thank the gentleman from North Carolina for a few minutes to speak about my friend and colleague, Congressman John Lewis, and a man that I loved, and I will miss dearly him saying, I love you too, brother. There's no telling how many times John Lewis told the people of this House, I love you too, brother. And he looked at everybody, no matter who you were, as a brother. And I selfishly thought about how much I was going to miss him, and seeing him and Michael Collins on a Delta ready to fly up here. And I always got a kick out of the fact that people from my district would sit down next to me and say, did you see John Lewis on the plane? And by the way, what do you do? And that was just the way people loved John Lewis. There's not a person walking in this country today that didn't benefit from John Lewis and what he did for mankind. And I would venture to say that the majority of the people in the world benefited from his love and what he did. So I thought about a few passages. We've talked about him preaching to the chickens, and maybe we're the chickens that he was preaching to his whole life. But I remembered in the Beatitudes, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. If there was ever a peacemaker that I met, it was John Lewis. And if you follow from there, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. A little further into the book of Matthew, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. There is no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that John Lewis was a special man. He was a special man of God, a special man of God. And while his bones may rest, his legacy will live on forever in this body. And I, for one, look very forward to the day that a statue of John Lewis rests in the halls of this Congress, representing not only the great state of Georgia and the people of the state of Georgia, but all of the men and women of the United States.